Are you tired of working at Apple Store? Better call Endor. Are you tired of Pobo giving you a hard time? Better call Endor. Everything in Endor needs to be earned. Except one thing. There are people, real people living in this universe. There are consequences for every action you take, and even for those you don't take. It's character-driven drama. You get to know these characters that live in this world, you get what drives them, and at the end you know exactly why everyone is doing what they are doing, and nothing is spelled out for you. You feel every little emotion that character feels, every win, every lose. One of my favorite things about Endor is that the characters don't know they are in the show. Example. We have a guy at the gunpoint and he tries to be smart, he tries to be tough, but then he hears "Kill him." Immediately shits himself and tells him everything he needs. Luthen wants Endor to join him. First there is the whole trial with stealing the doodad, and then classic job interview. In Boba Fett it's like, I want to join. Okay. It's how do you know he's not a spy? The guy wanted to kill you last episode. Well, I read the script, idiot. Okay. Next thing that I love about Endor is, you don't fuck with space Nazis. The Empire from Endor would see what the retards from the First Order are doing and they would be like, okay, they are all spies, torture them, get the info, then kill them. Next. Here is just a little thing, there are many instances where the stormtroopers shoots close to their own and hitting the terrorist. I fucking love that, man. There are no NPCs. In Book of Fett or Bobby-Wan, the no-names characters feel like brain-dead fucks with preset dialogue. The no-name characters in Endor take cover, think for themselves. The unexperienced guys on the team are usually the one doing the mistakes. Endor gets hit. Oh, and look at this.
In local authority may require an increase in our black line budget.
And where would you target these new resources, Supervisor Grandi?
Increased surveillance, sir.
Looking for what?
Anti-imperial activity, as always.
Are you being intentionally vague?
No, sir.
I'll expect specifics by the end of the day. Legret.
Motherfucker is slamming this bitch. We get little insight of how the rebellion gets started, and it's not heroic as you might think, it's greedy, it's ruthless. No one trusts anyone. It fully reflects the world they live in. And holy shit, man. Luthen? Played extraordinary by Mr. Skarsgård. What is the full name of this legend? Stellar fucking Skarsgård. Absolutely every scene with him is stellar.
You'll take him in and lie about how it's come to pass. You plug him in as a replacement for anyone who goes down along the way. In the next 3 days, if for any reason... Look at me! You wanted to lead. This is what he comes to.
The character is manipulative, pragmatic, intelligent, driven. He's my favorite character in Star Wars now. I'm like scared for the Emperor, like, this guy is after you? God damn, man. You have to be careful, Scrotum Head. I could just play every scene with him because they are all phenomenal. He always gets what he wants and he somehow makes the other people think it was their decision. It's amazing. His overall plan to start a real rebellion depending on suffering and death of thousands of the innocent people. Yeah, it's fucking cold, man. Honestly, I can't praise him enough. The only one bad thing, like, the spaceship lightsaber? God damn, that's OP, man. It's so stupid. First he disables the tracking beam. I'm like, holy shit, man, that's smart. And then this. So yeah, that's like the one thing. Oh, he also has a kyber crystal and a staff. Maybe some Jedi? I don't wanna know more about him. Maybe a little bit more. Just a little. Then we have Syril and Smee. Fucking Syril, man. That's a name for a space Nazi maniac. He just wants a little bit of justice in the Nazi-ruled space. He goes after Endor and he bites more than he can chew. Dude, Endor is murderer and saboteur, and that's before he joins the true psychopath. I'm really glad where Syril ends up, and again it was earned. They're gonna have some weird ass sex, man. I think there's gonna be lots of barking and drinking from a bowl. Fingers crossed for you, Syril. Oh yeah, fantastic acting. Lots of these performances are subtle, but when they get a chance to shine, they fucking do. And he also looks like Ian Rion. Love that guy. Dedra Mirror. Strong female Nazi. Love that. But when she gets hit by the stone and almost stomped to death, holy shit, man. She never was so close to death, man, and you can see that. You maybe notice how I didn't mention Endor in this Endor show. Let's go to the negatives. Lots of people feel like Endor is a weak link in the show because he's missing the charisma. So what is Endor? Before he became a spy for a terrorist organization, he is an outlaw. He should be low-key. When he is in a room, you should barely notice him. He spends most of his life keeping his head down. Wow, my favorite thing about him, he wants to find a reason to not kill. But that's not the world he lives in. Those are not entertaining characteristics for everyone, I get that. He's a real person, and the most entertaining things about him are the situation he finds himself in. So I really get why would you find him boring. I did too before I thought how realized the character is. One thing is for sure, Nandor shoots first.
Yes.
Other negatives, now this is a weird one because I think it's a strength and weakness at the same time. That applies to a lot of things I said so far. The creator Tony Gilroy, this is the feeling I get from him. I'm not saying it's true though. If you or me would give him our thoughts about Endor, he would be like, I kinda don't care what you think about the show. I'm just gonna do my thing, you know. Again, strength and weakness at the same time. Example, Dave Filoni. You can say whatever you want about his writing, but one thing you can take from him, he loves Star Wars. But if you would give him like Endor and say, here, do a show, no cameos, no fan service, I would really want to see what he would do. I think personally Tony and his team are better writers who found themselves somehow writing a show in a Star Wars universe. Again, strength and weakness. Let's take a little detour. I'm sure you guys heard this before, Star Wars is creatively bankrupt. Now that's the most retarded thing I ever heard.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Well, maybe not. Star Wars is not the OT or the sequels or prequels, it's not George Lucas. Star Wars is a universe with 1000-year history and hundreds of characters. Star Wars can be whatever you like, so when people say Endor doesn't feel like Star Wars, my counter to that is, fuck off. Try argue with that? Dumbass. I watched Endor when the episodes came out one by one and then I watched it as a whole, and binging is the best, no doubts. I have one thing about the whole structure, 2 episodes of setup and 1 finale. This whole thing, you think they are restricting themselves? Like the first 3, could you do that in only 2 episodes? Would the high story work better with more or less episodes? You know, the person 2. The finale, could you do it in 2? Would it be better? I don't know. But for me, it makes the story flow unnatural. Well, it might be just me. Story mistakes! How did Endor end up in Luthen's ship before him, man? That's some bullshit right there. In the 3rd episode, he takes Endor to his parked ship. And he says how far it's parked. So maybe if Luthen parks on the same spot twice... Okay. Oh, I can fix that. Before Endor leaves, he says to his crew, Loco, I need you to drop me somewhere. Boom, fix that. After 6 months in prison, or how long he been there, Marwa dies close to the day when he escapes. Okay. Lots of shit happened because Endor is at the funeral, and if someone would say it's pretty contrived, I don't know what to say back, man. Now this can be just me being retarded, but at the finale I got a little confused. Syril runs towards the explosion, but then it explodes behind him. Now the little things that bothers me. The credits. I don't know how much is that, you know? How many slave children you can buy with that? Like a bus? Or a whole village? I don't know much about the technology they are using, and if I don't know how much is that or what that does, I'm losing a little bit of interest. Another small thing, I thought the dead poopers would be more deadly, but one of the poopers disappears completely. Oh, now the big one. How Endor gets caught. I tried to defend this, but it felt really desperate. It's just lazy, man. You know what Endor would do? He would see them run towards him and he would just sit down at the beach. That's it. Endor needs to be caught because he wanted to help someone or something. Those are some flaws that I found. I would love to see like Mauler vivisect this show for sure. I just hate that there's some fuck at Disney saying, "See? Boba Fett number big, Endor number small, Boba Fett better." Why would you need well-written show when you have parkour? I just hope at least the ratings will do something, man. I want...
Keep driving, you sucker piece of shit nigger!